Welcome to season 6 of the Better Your Business Show, and we just could not be more excited for the season. It's going to be awesome. Tonight, we are starting with When Teams Collaborate, Everyone Wins. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Our goal is simple: to help you achieve the dream and vision you first had when you thought about starting a business. We're here to make growing your business less complicated. There are building blocks to build a sustainable business. We promise to seek them out and address them all. The Better Your Business Show starts now.
Welcome to season 6, episode 1 of the Better Your Business Show. Today, we will explore the power of collaboration. In tonight's episode, we'll uncover the secrets behind successful collaborations, showing how businesses can thrive by working together. Get ready to discover innovative strategies and inspiring stories that prove cooperation is the key to success in today's competitive market. Before we dive into tonight's topic, let's take a moment to talk about my awesome co-host, the brilliant business coach, Shannon Mavis, and welcome her. She brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the show, so we are always thrilled that you are here.
I love how you make me feel. I just want to say, I feel like super smart and
you are super
valued, and
you are valued.
I believe the hype, Natalie, that I was waiting for. Guess who's back?
I know.
I was like, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna do it?
I wanted to a couple times earlier already, and I was like, be good, Natalie. People don't know you like that yet.
Well, they should. And they will. That's what we're going for. Oh, I am so excited. This is going to be amazing. Tonight, the guest experts that we have, I see one in the studio. I know one will be coming in pretty soon, hopefully. But it's amazing what they've accomplished, and really thinking about the spirit of collaboration, because I know a lot of people are looking at everyone is competition. There's a billion coaches out there, right? But I was so excited when I was able to work with a different coach on a business that one of my clients had, because I learned so much, not just about the type of coach I wanted to be, things that he did well, and just an understanding, because he had been doing this for years. And, I'm a baby coach, right? When you look at it, there's years of experience. There's people like Sam. When he came on, it was just like, yes, please share all of your wisdom with me. Tell me how you've made, other people successful, which has brought you success. It's amazing what you can do when you take ego out, when you really focus on the mission, whatever that is. If you're really both focused on that, you can accomplish so many things. I think there was a quote that I remember. It's kind of parallel to this, but it's amazing what you can accomplish when you don't care who gets the credit, right? And so it's that type of mentality that's saying, hey, I want to serve business owners. You want to serve business owners. Doesn't matter, whose name goes first or what have you. Let's come together instead of looking at each other as competition. Let's just kind of peek behind the curtain and let's serve.
Yes. Well, what I always think of too is Kobe has this awesome quote that says, as soon as you see someone as competition, you've lost, because you're already saying that they're better than you, instead of just seeing as we both have different gifts, or we're both at different parts of our journey, and this is where we can help each other. This is where we can collaborate. This is where we can grow. This is where we can get better, and lifting each other up. But I love that by him, because competition, a lot of times when there's people are saying competition, it's nasty, right? It's not attractive, I don't think. So so that was just that's one I love that quote from him, and that's why.
Yeah, and I think that, I do agree that competition is healthy. It gives you something, and not in a negative way, because I hate comparing, right? You shouldn't compare.
Right.
but you should be aware. There are things
Mm.
that people are gifted in, the ways that they, and I'll say not change, but innovate, because I know that that's one of Joe's favorite words. You know, the ways that they're innovating, it's looking and seeing what are they doing, how are they serving, because you both have the same group of people. But here we're looking at our guest experts tonight. We're going to take a look at them and dive deeper into their story, where they're talking about how they came together and said, okay, I'm not frightened by you. I'm not threatened by you. I want to see how we can partner and do more for this same group of people. How can we offer them something that no one else is offering them because of your capabilities and my capabilities? And yeah, I'm excited to hear some of the things I don't know, right? As we uncover, yeah, I'm like all hyped up about this.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it too, not only because I feel like they both bring a lot of wisdom when we're talking about growing and developing a business, but I really enjoyed my time. Well, we've had David Richardson on the show a few times. But I really, and you'll get to hear from Joe tonight, but one of the things that I really enjoy about time with them both is that I feel like it's more than that. You know, there's a lot of higher laws behind the decisions that they make. And so I always, when I'm there with them, I feel like I always am learning something about how to perceive something, or, you know, just like earlier when Joe corrected our language on those things, but it's true, right? And those little things matter. So it always gets me excited to spend time with people who are as articulate and meticulous as that. So I'm not like that at all, right? Which is one of the reasons why I really appreciate it. But let's bring them in. We have Joe McCants and David Richardson. They are co-CEOs of Business Empire Financial. And we're going to be talking about collaboration tonight. So let's bring them on in.
Okay, there's David. There's Joe. Gang's all here.
How y'all doing?
All right. Thank you guys for being here.
Look at that big smile, Joe. I'm so proud of you.
There you go.
I've been messing with Joe for a while because he's so quiet. He just, as compared to, and I'll say, because I say this with all love and with recognition that we're kindred spirits, David and I are not.
Right.
It's so quiet. It's just like, oh, I don't want to speak. I don't want to talk about it. It's like, come on, man. You got something to say.
No, I'm learning. I like to sit back and learn.
So let's talk about the background. So Natalie gave a little bit of information about you. So let's talk about how this beautiful thing came to be.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, I'll start off. It was inspired truly the mission by God itself. Reality was at first it is kind of saying start building towards something, and I didn't know what that was, honestly. It was just getting ready to figure out how to work with other people, because I know I want to do something bigger than what is positioned for myself and to help a lot. And a lot of times, you know, we try to be superheroes and do it alone. And I started looking. I started figuring out different platform researches and start looking up for different people on different social media platforms and see who had the same mission alignment. Ideally, you know, it's before you find that one significant other that you really want to work side by side with, or let alone, let's say, a marriage itself. You go through dating times and you try to figure out who's the right fit for you. Went through a few different people, let's just say about a handful, and realized that it took a special type of person to do what needs to get done in terms of mission, which is to help a different mass of people at the same time of helping our own self. We was based off of a referral, honestly. Give her opportunity, which is Arbor Cooper herself, who aligned us together and said, you know, she was excited, said, I need to meet David Richardson. David, basically, she was telling that to him, and we finally got on a call. And reality, he was more or less the business funding guy. Even though I was looking for that strategic alliance, my background was in trucking, but also understanding how to really scale a business. And with that being said, he helped fine tune that. And so when we had that conversation, in terms of how we met. David kind of said it earlier before, which is it was really natural and it was spooky, right? It was weird to hear someone really start finishing something where you like, did you hear my last conversation? Who did you speak to, right? How did you know I was going to say that? How did you know I was going to think that and feel that? And so once you find out that person's mission aligned, then it goes from there, right? And I'll give you the opportunity. There you go, David. David?
Is he frozen? So that means whatever you said was correct.
Yeah, there you go. I'll take that. But no, and honestly, while he's getting that together, I definitely say as we met, then we start going into our different bag of saying, who else do we know, right? Who else can we find? As we found yourself, we found Aaron in terms of on the marketing side. We found Mike on the engineering side of automation and technology. And it just grew from there, just through that strategic alliance and partnership where we've now been able to innovate at a very fast rate. But yeah, it's been a blessing to get to know each and every person and the timing, right? Everyone's in the right season at the right time. Everyone has a past that they've learned, and now they can bring more value, either if it was through shortcomings or great success in something, but it all comes into one. And we're able to serve.
I love it. Okay, David, I see
I
some.
noticed he's muted. I don't know if we could be able to hear him.
Oh, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I had this crackle going on. I didn't know if I didn't want to interrupt or anything. So.
Oh, I thought that was Joe's crackle, honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I heard it. That definitely was a kickoff point. Just to answer that same question, I think that I was in a position to where I was looking to duplicate myself, and so I through prayer, right? I asked God to allow me to find someone, or someone that I could work with, or someone that would that I could like bounce ideas off of and just really looking to duplicate myself. So I was thinking, wow, all of this AI stuff is going, so maybe I can automate a partner, right? Maybe I can build one, right? And but God sent me one through Arba, and I'll give her that, so it wasn't that a lot of times in my experience, you go looking for things and God is like, eh. And I was just coming off of a contract with being a ministry assistant for a community center that I was working through and just doing, just some groundwork there. And so the timing was perfect. I was like, hey, let's make something big. And this was it. So I feel like in both of our paths, when we really started to collaborate, we saw a lot of the same things in our individual experiences. He had a lot of strategic planning. He had a lot of business strategy. I had those things as well, but also had a lot of ops. And we were able to build these big corporations outside of each other before we really put it all together. And then once we put it together, it was just like, I don't know, Joe, it had to be maybe a week of just, and then we could do this, and then this, and then that, and it was like, whoa, wait, what? How did we get over here? We started to build, and it was spooky. It really was. Like, how many kids you got? Oh, I got the same. Oh my goodness, and it was crazy. And the fact that I think the more crazier part is that like Joe's from New York, right? I'm from a little bitty town in Dayton, Ohio, right? And we met through someone who lives in Buffalo, and Joe just so happens to live in Ohio now. So it no way this ever would have been like, we never would have met. We never would have crossed paths if it wasn't for alignment, and we were speaking the same language to someone else, and they said, you need to do this. So even our collaboration was based off of someone not trying to, what we say, clog the ecosystem. Sometimes it's just bringing people together and stepping back and let them go, right? It'll come full circle. So when it's not transactional, it's just more real. I think that's the way that it kind of worked out for us.
So the alignment was
Let things
already,
happen organically, I think, when it's not transactional.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about that.
And I
Yeah.
guess the alignment was already there. It wasn't like you had to struggle to align your missions and your visions, because we want to think about business owners that are in the same position. You guys have
Mhm.
been able to move so much faster because of the way that you're approaching this. So we think about business owners that are out there that are just getting started, or starting this new venture. You don't have to look at everyone as competition. You can collaborate when you're in that same lane, but the alignment has to be there. And it sounds like you guys already had that, where others might struggle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And I'll add to that. So when people truly do start, right, the first thing they say, okay, let me find a mentor, right? Let me find YouTube. Let me find some educational piece. And then it's let me find a product or service to sell. I think the added value that is a missing lost art that should be said, let me find a partner, right? Because a lot of times people are looking for that 100% and say, I want to make all the money. But it's very hard to make all the money, right? Because you can't touch everyone, right? It's very hard to have proof of concept. And let's say someone you did find who's the right partner and they've been in the industry or a separate industry for years. Now that's just added experience and value that you can offer. So you can cover a lot more if you start off with a partner or if you already started. It really is the value of that strategic alliance or partnership, whatever way you want to look at it. Because if we really look at it, let's say Amazon, they revolutionized strategic partnerships and alliances, right? They don't really use those words, but it's really uncovered to us saying, we're going to find a multitude of different businesses that work together and put them on one platform. So now people can go to that one platform, and even though they only see Amazon, but you know that you're going to find some kind of value or added service that you may need a product that you're going to purchase, and you're purchasing from multiple different business owners, right? Under one brand, under one part. And that's kind of what we wanted to do it itself, right? And that's what we are doing. We found a way to serve people, not alone not just say offer a product, but we're serving people under one brand and able to do it where if someone, once again, as we emphasize going into it more, the alignment of the power of an assessment and figuring out where their pain point is and how to really make a tailor-made solution for them to really say, okay, we know what your pain point is. We know what your business structure is. Now we can either more or less not just serve you, but we also can align and work together and serve other people together.
That's my favorite part, because otherwise it could just almost seem like a networking group that I think of BNI, and not that I haven't had so many great resources from BNI, but right, it's industry inclusive or whatever, right? One industry from it. And we get there and work together, but it's not like someone's going in and doing an assessment of our business to say, hey, this is where, right? So everyone's just, I should say everyone's going in, but usually people are going there to try to sell, right? Or get referrals. When you get the assessment, you're really helping their business. And yeah, there's going to be transactions made because you're helping them evolve or innovate, right? Or grow. But that the assessment is like my favorite part, because you're really serving them. You're really serving them. I don't know any other way to put it, but and making a difference for their business, because if those things aren't taken care of, their business isn't going to grow and get better anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the very first, I think, themes that we really align with. Our mission is rooted in being unapologetically, Christian, and our belief system is really embedded. Like we have prayer before meetings, and we do not care if you like it or not. If you don't want to pray, then just close your eyes and work on something else. But like we are wholeheartedly, like this is a heart business, right? But one of our very first slogans was we serve businesses who serve. Right? Because that's what the mission alignment truly was. And we had to hear that in every single, collaboration after we collaborated. If we didn't hear anything about family, about legacy, about something that lives past our existence on the planet, we were like, maybe not the right fit, right? And that was truly the fibers that really binded us together wholeheartedly. So getting to know, business habits. And because a lot of times, okay, in the corporate world, you just get plugged into a team. Here's your new manager. Have fun, right? Like, like who is this person? But very rarely do you get. I mean, that's one, not rarely, but one of the great things about entrepreneurship is you get to choose. You get to pick the team. You choose who you want to work with and why, right? So that's one of the beauties of one of the beautiful things that I love about what we're doing, to be able to really serve these communities, especially the ones who are underserved. So we do work in that small medium business owner space, to where I say this all the time. I don't know what product I'm going to use, but today is going to be chicken wings. If you have the best chicken wings and you're like, man, I should sell these, then you call us up, because we will get you together, right? So that's where Shanna and I, we really collaborated a lot. Seed to startup. What do you do when someone shows up at your doorstep and says, hey, you do business, how can you help me? Well, what do you got? I have a dream and a recipe, and that's about it, right? So who helps that person, right? The banks don't. The banks are like, see you in 2 years, take a long walk on a short pier, because we need some skin in the game. How do you do that? And then if you go to a program or a service, or maybe even a SaaS, and they're like, yeah, we can help you in your business. What's the problem? Oh, cash flow? Got you. Let me charge you $6,000. What? I'm here because I need help, right?
What you don't have.
Yeah.
So we're not here to sell you a program. We're not exactly. I mean, and that's what. And if you think about algorithms now, right? Now we're getting geeky. We call it geeky. Now we think about algorithms. What is that same business owner finding online? A bunch of people that want to sell them something. So they're not getting the answer. No one's assessing them. How do you know what my business needs? You haven't even talked to me, but in 3 clicks, I can get to your Stripe account to pay you for something.
Right.
You see, so we're here to really, really disrupt the game in that way, and bringing that whole "who told you" that concept, education, institution, just bringing these resources to the small business owner, where on the other side of the tracks on Wall Street, this is how they do it, right? They're breeding business owners, right? Like the wealthy have babies so they can run that LLC.
Yes.
We need we have babies like, oh man, another one, right? So we want to turn that on its head. We really want to get some education and get some resources to the small guys.
It really is amazing. And I guess in full disclosure, I mean, most of the people that have been watching the show know that, I co-host the show with Natalie. This started because of I Do Systems, and it really was that alignment with I Do Systems that Carlton could have looked at me as competition, but he looked at me and he said, you want to serve business owners? Come on down. Let's do this. We've got this product for them. And it was the same feeling that I had when I met David. It was really looking at him and saying, okay, I do this thing. And by the way, I did sell the best chicken wings, but it was that recognition that I know what I went through. I know how overwhelmed I was, and I had help. I had support of my husband. I had a friend that loaned me the money, because you're right. The banks weren't doing it. They were like, you were an administrative assistant and you were this and you were that. But were you a business owner, and did you successfully exit? Do you not need money? If you don't need money, we've got it for you. But if you need money because you got this dream, then, we can't help you, right? So I had people that believed in me, and it was still challenging. And so when I met Carlton and I started really digging into what does it take to build a business, not just what did I go through, but what did it take? And we uncovered a lot of those steps that many business owners miss. I meet David and he starts talking to me, and we're like, okay, well, now you focus on this side, I'll focus on this side. How do we help each other, help other people? And then he meets Joe and he's like, okay, you're going to see, we're moving fast though. And it all made sense. It aligned so beautifully that we were able to look at ways that were disruptive. We were able to look at solutions, real solutions for business owners. Because if we're coming together and we're saying it's not about us, it's about helping you grow your business, then we can find creative ways to make sure that you can afford it, right? Because I mean, we all do have to live. We all do, you know, my landlord is not going to accept that out of the goodness of my heart, I'm doing things, but I've been doing that for so long. And for me, I know that God has provided. And that was, you know, I told them, I was like, I'm in, whatever it takes. Let's make sure, but let's look at the pricing. Let's look at the structure. Let's look at everything to make sure that the people who really need help can get it without worrying about how am I going to cover this. And until today, I was glad that Joe went into the analogy for Amazon, because I was like, Daddy Jeff has not assessed one thing from me except for can I pay for this thing? But now I get why you keep using Amazon, because of the multiple businesses coming together. But that's exactly what we've done. And I'm proud to say, just like my strategic partnership and being on the executive board at I Do Systems and seeing what they can do and accomplish to help, you know, people with systems. I love being a part of this organization as well, being a pillar that's responsible for so many different things, that I can bring all of my experience to the table, that I can come in still uniquely me, the coach for business, and step into that space and say, okay, I can help you with this. I can help you with this. I can help you with this. Oh, guess what? You need funding? I can't help you with that the way that David can. I can't help you with strategy the way that Joe can, because he's got experience in these areas. Marketing, I could help you. I shouldn't. There's only so much, you know, that I should be doing. And it allows me to just step into who I've been called to be, but be a part of something so much bigger that's a part of something so much bigger. Right. So it's amazing what we've been able to accomplish, and the business owners that we've already seen that we've been able to help. I've seen the smiles. I've seen, you know, we've heard from it, and it'll be, you know, released soon enough, I guess. But it really is beautiful seeing them feel like they now have options. They have a solution. They don't have to struggle under the weight of this business. They're enjoying this journey. So, yeah.
It's like the biggest deep breath, right? It's like you can do all that. And it's like, oh, thank God I'm not alone anymore. I think people just want that connection, right? Like someone else that stands in the gap. And that's where the advocacy piece comes from. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. No, it's hard. I mean, you were going to say something, Joe?
Oh, no, I was just going to add, because you guys are hitting on something, which is kind of that secret sauce, right, of what we truly do, which is we all play a position, right? And we play the position that we do best in, right? And it's not trying to say, like you said, Shannon, in terms of marketing, we're not asking you to handle the marketing, right? We have a marketing pillar. We have someone who does marketing. But even though the part of someone can say, well, oh, they have marketing. Well, I'm a marketer. I can't do it. No, we don't believe in competition. We can have multiple different ways to market to one client, right? In reality, we're still, let's say you and I, Shannon, in the same space in terms of actually consulting, strategizing for clients itself. But then they, as you know, we've just done is say, okay, here's a client for you, Shannon. Let's partner together and let's collaborate, right? Let's figure out a way to really do a venture in a way where we're working together side by side with this one client. Now we gave our ultimate value and experience, right? And that loving, nurturing way. We're now like, oh my gosh, they're really here. This person is in tune. Because normally what they would have done is what they normally do is you pay for a large amount for consultancy, right? Some high ticket, and you can never get this much value, but now you get this much different perspective. And we're able to just be innovative, and we're able to put someone in different pillars. Because if you really look at it as a holistic, when you're an entrepreneur, you do wear a marketing hat, you do wear a sales hat, you do wear a hat of trying to be an engineer with adding automation and technology, right? You do have the administration duties of nurturing and following up, and just the implementation of the operation side and financial, right? Managing your books and your bookkeeping. So imagine 24 hours in a day, and you're trying to do all those things as one. That's a lot of times why entrepreneurs kind of lack up or fail, because if you're still trying to do all that, at the same point, you still got to educate yourself, right? So that's where the value of that strategic alliance and that partnership comes to play. Because now you have someone say, as let's say David, he handles the financial part. Now I don't have to worry about the financial part, right? Shannon handles the education part. I don't have to worry about the education part. So now in reality, I can be the best version of myself, and even that entrepreneur, they can be the best version of themselves. And a lot of times people are also afraid to call it out, which is having a financial transactional relationship. a lot of times people just look for a free affiliate side or free, hey, I'll think of you later, I'll make a commission out of you. It's not really a partnership. That's not really a collaboration. That's just more of an affiliate, right? Of I think of you when I think of a client, and hopefully, but in reality, I probably may keep it because I want all the money. But if you have someone who's working side by side with you, who has not only just a mission alignment, but a venture of financial alignment, right? Because in reality, sometimes people they're not financially vested with you. You're not going to get the same output, right? The same investment, the same outcome of just wanting them to serve with you. And so we even found a way to do that. That's why we call it strategic alliance. And we're able to work side by side with our clients, right? And that's how we're able to really serve, because now we're able to put everything that we have with the technology, the administration, the education, the marketing and sales. We were able to put all that in someone's business, and it depends on where their business is, the type of business, right? Because we're not industry or niche. When people say, well, who do you serve? We serve them all, right? That's who we serve. We're mission aligned. Come as you are, right? And it doesn't mean where you start from, right? From one client we have now who just has a concept and an idea. Now we're giving them an actual business, because that's what normally happens, right? When people start a business, they have a concept, right? A revenue generating concept, but no structural business, right? And that's how come small businesses do fail, because their business is not strong enough, it's not positioned correctly. Right, a lot of businesses did fail during the COVID era or during the recession time, because their business wasn't structured correctly to withstand the bandwidth. And the person, right? Because there's two things which I learned this from David on this part, right? There's an EIN, right, and then there's a Social Security. Those are two different things. One's an entity, one's a person, right? And you have to acknowledge that, right, and get the best version out of both. So one, you have the mindset of that entrepreneur. That's why we have the Education Institute. And the other part is the actual business, right, where we're actually serving and providing that in terms there. So they're both growing simultaneously. Because what people do, they try to do both at the same time. They try to think it's one. No, you need two things. And here's my spill.
Once Joe gets going.
I know. I was like, I don't know if I've ever heard Joe talk this much. We're just going with this. We're going with this. Right.
Now you know why I say you'll see. You'll see.
Yeah. But it's so, I hate to say, I maybe this is my stinking thinking, but it took me a long time to get where I could have business partnerships that I felt safe and secure in, where I knew my teammate was going to run their play. They weren't just showing up to the team meeting saying, hey, I'm at the team meeting, but really the only person that they're thinking about is themselves, right? And it took me a long time to get there. I've shared before, I don't think I really found that until I do systems, and working with Shanna is just the truth, because it's just so fluid for us. We just do our things. I'm never concerned with anything with her, right? So, and then going back to people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, which, I mean, it just really feels like that's everything that BEF is standing for. I don't think that anyone could be part of that organization and not know that they're being cared about. So we're going to go into a quick video, and then we will be back with Joe and David.
My decision to partner with BEF was almost too easy. The heart to serve and the recognition that the mission is so much bigger than the individuals in the organization just aligns so beautifully with my purpose and calling in life. I really believe the drive and determination of the individuals in the organization is so powerful and is going to positively impact the lives of those business owners, which will change the face of the marketplace and ultimately change the world.
My name is Shanna Mavis, and I approve this message.
All right.
Right.
All right, so we are back with Business Empire Financial. We have David Richardson and Joe McCants, and tonight we are talking about collaboration. So yeah, let's get back into it.
So I have a question because again, I'm learning stuff too, and I've been with the organization a few months now, but I guess I want to know how you guys were able to, because there are 5, 6 pillars now, I think 5 or 6. It's and then pillars are split with pillars. But how did you structure it in a way that was fair and equitable? Because you're bringing in all of these different organizations. And I get the alignment, right? That, each of us came into it, but you had to think about this in a different way to try to think, how do we make sure that everyone feels like they're a part of this, like they're heard, like they're valued, and that it's fair for them?
Good question.
Well, so it actually started with a model, which is real estate, right? If you really think about it, when someone's buying a house, we think of the end result of buying a house, but what does it take before you even get to that point? And normally what it took was a strategic alliance or a partnership with a construction company, a real estate agent, a bank, right? And even the person who's purchasing the house, they're all in an agreement to do something, some kind of transactional relationship to serve either that particular client, or even if it's just purchasing a property, a land. And so what we've done is truly said, okay, this is how we help, right? This is how we've taken that blueprint and we've decided to say, okay, we want to take Shanna, you do this, David, you do this well, and the other pillars, you do this. Now let's serve. The client maybe has a budget of this. You may have, as an individual, may have charged a lot more because it would have took a lot more of your time. But because we have a collective of a group of individuals and technology at that, right? I want to make sure we emphasize that too. So because we have the resources and tools, right, collectively to come together to serve someone, we're able to profit share. We're able to say, okay, this is our percentage here. We've all discussed it like as someone would on a golf course. Hey, better yet, a lot of people don't know this, but Hulu, right? The competitors and competition is ABC, NBC, and Fox. But they all 3 came together to help collaborate to make Hulu. So there's a revenue sharing that is happening behind the scene through memberships, right? Same thing for us, right? Become a member with us. We may have a revenue streamline, a position where once again, you don't have to eat 100% to get full. You can eat a little bit by a little bit by a little bit, right? Because we all got to watch our diet anyway, right? To make sure we stay in shape, right?
It got to be a glutton.
With that said, that's the best philosophy. So now we're able to help multiple different people and stay the best version of ourselves, and we all get to eat financially together.
It just keeps coming up for me because, and again, I've been in financial planning for 20 years. As a female in financial planning, I'm already rare, and to be life licensed and securities licensed, I'm even more rare. So usually when I'm in some type of trading venue, there's like 5 females and 100 males. So I always felt like that was a challenge for me in the industry because I never had or just in entrepreneurship, because I never felt like I had another female leading the way, right? Or showing, here's how you can have a business, here's how you can be a wife, here's how you can raise kids. So something that keeps coming up for me is, is BEF diverse in that, where there's a lot of, is BEF diverse in that to where, females can feel like they have a voice. I hate to put it that way, but it was even yesterday at something, and I feel like I have to kind of almost be dumb because I'm right, because I'm surrounded by egos. But
I'll add to that and say we're well diverse, right? From age group, from our strategic alliance, all the way up to someone who's about 76 years old. And she's just as innovative in technology and giving little information there, to where even where we really realize we have to be diverse and we have to have a staple in that is when Miss Shannon mentioned to us when I first met her, was only 4 pillars at the time. It was 4 guys, right? And we were speaking to her, and what she clearly said is, you guys need to be more diverse. And I'm not saying it's me, but I'm saying you need to make a change, and it needs to be someone there who has a female voice. And honestly, I told David, right, and during the text while she's talking, I said, God gave her the answer. We're doing it. Let's go with it, right? Here's our strategic alliance right here. She didn't say she was for it, but hey, we was gonna find out to make sure that she's a partner with us and really go down there, because honestly, that is important, right? Because once again, we don't serve just one demographic. We don't serve just one type of industry. It's all. And so let's say for yourself, it's come as you are, right? It's come and we accept you in the position that you're in. Ideally, once again, everybody fill out an assessment so we can identify where your weakness and pain point, so we can help each other and serve. So now it's really as diverse as you want it to be.
Yeah, and I'll add a few to that too. I think that it's important to note that we are our own clients as well. Like everything that we offer as a service, or even if it's a product, we use from automation to tools to integration. And then we also have recruited some of the smartest brains that I can think of. I mean, it's amazing how people come together when missions align. Because the way we look at it is, no matter what age you are, or no matter what gender or what background you have, no one person owns 100% of anything. So it was important to get like the 20 somethings involved, because they're on TikTok, right? So it's business on TikTok. The t-shirt brands are real, so we want to be able to serve them. But then you also have people who have been in business for 20 years and they've never gotten a Dun and Brad's number or EIN, and they're so it's very broad in terms of the persona of business owner that we wanted to reach. And so with that being said, it has to be diverse. A lot of our team, a lot of our staff, they're international. How do we help that business owner, right? Because that's a whole another way of approaching it. So I think when it comes to that diversity piece, it's very important that we have it, because I can't speak to being a female in business like you or Shanna, right? Like that would be crazy. I have no idea. I'm out of my element. And it's the same in terms of background and demographics. So I think in order to really be effective at what we do, we have to have team members and collaborations that look like the world we're trying to serve. Right? Look like, so we have, because like I said, I'm speaking to my 25-year-old self who started a business and had no idea what I was doing. I needed a David, I needed a Joe, I needed a Shannon Mavis, right? And so that's the mission. I mean, simple as that. And we'll have goals along the way, but the goals are underneath the mission. Because when you fall short of those goals along the way, you always say, okay, now what's the mission? Oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's
helping
right.
Small business owners, right? Am I supposed to be getting money over here? No. I'm supposed to be helping small business owners. So I think the mission keeps us true, and it keeps us honest on all of those elements in terms of diversity and collaboration.
And it really is. I remember that conversation.
Shannon and I did not talk about this at all, just so you know.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing when you said that, because I was like, oh, we had that conversation. I have no problems whatsoever. But it was interesting because they were coming to me and they were talking to me about what they were doing, because David had been just, this is great. Everything is moving and we're going to be helping business owners. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's see how it goes. And then I get there and I'm hearing, all of the different perspectives. I didn't, I was like, all right, you say anything, whatever, but I heard them and I loved what I was hearing, and I saw, but when I looked around the table, I was like, you're missing something, right? You're missing that female perspective. And we've talked about this on different shows in the past, just in passing, kind of no major, it wasn't like a major topic, but maybe it needs to be, because what I saw is you're never going to be able to think like a female business, much of what David was saying. you're going to be missing that perspective. And you have to have that if you're trying to serve small business owners, because there are a lot of female small business owners out there. And truth be, okay, no, I won't say truth be told. I will say that from my perspective and my experience, in my opinion, a lot of females are more open to getting the help that they need versus not, or investing in themselves. While there's ego, there's less of it because we've had to overcome so many obstacles in the, just in the corporate world. So when we branch out on our own, it's looking to say, okay, how can I get the help that I need? Instead of trying to do it my own. I don't have to forge the same path. I don't have to be the only one at the table. But it's that recognition that, we need both sides. We need the female and male perspective, and I say that, we need all perspectives, right? And I love the diversity in the group as well. It's whatever you're good at is what you bring to the table. If you've got something to offer, then you offer it. I had a conversation with Mr. J, and he's going to be on in a couple of weeks with us again. And, he was like, okay, well, I was brought in for this, and I'm, really focused on, just the sales strategy and all of that. But I see some things on the branding side. And I was like, you have branding experience, say something. There's no reason that any of us would ever stop you from saying something. I was like, whether your advice is taken or not, you've at least been heard. You will be heard, and it will be considered. There may be something that you're missing or you're unaware of because of the position that you're coming in at, right? As a strategic partner, you're not necessarily privy to all of the information. We have made decisions based on other things. But if you've got experience and you see something that you feel like this could be better, this will serve the business owners better, say something. And so it really is just looking at it and saying, okay, what can you do that will help this business owner? For me, Joe has been like, taxes. And I was like, I don't want to do taxes, Joe. I don't want to do taxes. But now guess what I'm doing? Helping educate people about taxes. But it's what they need, right? And I've got that experience. And so it was like, we found a way for me to not have to worry about doing taxes, but I can still benefit the business owner by sharing my knowledge and experience with them so that they can accomplish more. They're enlightened, they're aware, they can save money, they can write off the right expenses. But it was what I could do. The media, we want to expose business owners. Everyone knows that. Starting next week, we're going to have a business owner coming back into the studio. How do we get that? How do we have that? We have this platform here. And Natalie, you were one of the ones that were on board with that as well. It was looking at it saying, okay, we want to help business owners. This is the way that we can do it. Here's what I have that I can bring to it. So, yeah. It is.
Can I add one thing? Can I add one thing? I know you said time, and I actually wrote that down. I think that's something also need to be emphasized, right? Because I think when everyone stopped working for, let's say, corporate America, or they're entrepreneur, right? It's they never have enough time, or they want to get back their time. And I think that's, besides the revenue part, that secondary thing that everyone really wants is time. And that's what collaboration truly means, right? Is you actually get the opportunity to get back your time. Because in reality, once again, you may have been looking for a client where someone else is saying, for example, as once again, going back to something, let's say, or Sharon say, here's a client for you right here, right? Here's one that you didn't have to look for or need to try to negotiate, persuade, any of that. Here you go, right? Now you have the time to focus on this one client. In reality, we'll go find you another one now. We'll go find you another one. And that's reality. That's what some people may just want to do, right? The gift of that. But more or less, you get more time into what you love to do, right? Yeah. And what you stay in the essence of. And especially, let's say you said, Natalie, right? If you're in the financial side, then stay in that realm, stay in that bubble, learn more, educate more, right? And that's the position you get to be in. Because when you're able to service more than one, like you're able to serve one client and give them multiple different services, there's no sell, right? It's literally, let's give it to her. Let's give it to him. Let's give them the service, right? On the back end, we've already come together and say this is how much we're going to make. But the hindsight, there's no sell anymore. It's now nurturing, right? And now you have time to nurture people, because that's the one thing when we're solo, we don't have time to nurture the people who we wind up onboarding. We just keep going to the next one. We gotta make more money. We gotta do this. No, you don't have to do that no more. Let's come together and work together.
I love that. That was awesome. We will mic drop on that. So awesome, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was great hearing your stories and learning more about BEF. Everyone's going to be seeing them around more. They have partnered with us. They're going to be, and then obviously Shanna's on one of the pillars. So we're thrilled to be having that partnership with you guys and learning and growing together. So thank you for joining us. And
we're going to keep them on. They're going to play the game.
Fabulous. Oh, okay, great. All right,
game.
Yeah. Oh, so my Facebook post today was "Time is your most valuable currency." So that's right. Like that. But so with that being said, let's bring up It's Ya Boy. He has a game for us. So Fitzroy House. Woo woo. All right.
It's me. It's me. It's the FITZ. And since you guys don't like to go against each other, I figured we do top 5, but this time I'll have each of you, all 4 of you, actually Carlton too. Have Carlton play too. Each of you can say one answer, and if you guys collectively get at least 4 correct, then you'll win. How about that?
Okay, I love it.
Right. So we are going to guess. You win a virtual high five.
All right.
You don't win yet, sir. Don't do it yet. Don't cheat.
I'm already a winner.
Okay,
Carlton can't come on screen, but we're going to be paying attention, Carlton. We know you're back there. No, I need for you to make sure I have the right answer.
So, what were of the 9? There was 9 platforms that collectively made up. Creators made about what was it? Hold on one second. Creators made about 5.5 billion in 2022 on these platforms. What are the top 5 platforms that people earned the most money on?
Instagram.
I'm sorry?
Go high level.
Oh, Shanna said Instagram. What did you say, sir?
Instagram.
Okay. I was going to say high level. Go high level platform.
High level, okay.
Is OnlyFans a platform?
Oh, that's a good one, Natalie. It is a platform.
That's my guess. That's my guess.
And you said the top 9 that collectively they made billions.
The top 5.
Oh, top 5. Okay. Oh.
What about you, sir?
Oh, Carlton said ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, okay.
I'm thinking
I would have gone with.
Or Zoom. He said ChatGPT.
Is Meta a platform? Is like Meta a platform?
Yeah, I mean, I said Instagram, but Meta. So yeah, TikTok. I think there's money on TikTok.
Is it OnlyFans TikTok?
Oh, YouTube.
Is it OnlyFans TikTok?
YouTube, okay.
YouTube.
OnlyFans is different. It's different than TikTok, is from what I know.
At least we know none of us are on it.
Okay, but the thing is, OnlyFans gets like this bad rap, but it is not just about, like foot fetishes and things like that.
True.
There's more to it.
There's a lot of choruses and stuff like
that. Yes. OnlyFans gets.
That's why people go there.
Yeah, that's the reason.
No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, there's more.
I'm a fan of course.
That.
Like no other taxes go to OnlyFans.
They're only fans of courses. That's it.
I'm crying.
You're welcome, OnlyFans.
Look, then you tell your wife, yeah, I'm on there just to see a course.
Courses, yeah, exactly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm here to learn.
All right, well, you guys got 2 of the 5. I'll go over what they are. Number 5, oddly enough, this surprised me. Amazon Publishing.
Oh.
was number 5. So writing books. Number 4 was WordPress. Yeah. Number 3.
What is WordPress?
WordPress is also like you can do books and like blogs.
Okay.
On WordPress. Number 3, Instagram. Well done. Number 2, Etsy.
Oh,
Etsy.
Yeah.
And number 1, YouTube.
Nice.
YouTube. There you go.
YouTube.
One for the team, Joe.
Of the 5 billion, 4 billion was made on YouTube.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, there's money in YouTube.
Wow.
There's money in YouTube.
Glad I'm
for
streaming
sure.
to YouTube.
You know? Hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube.
And YouTube is what? It's Google, right? Google owns
YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
And they say that in the next 3 years, the amount of money going to the creators on YouTube is going to double. So there's definitely a lot of potential there.
Natalie, I feel like
I
we
believe
are
it
definitely
because
creators.
I agree.
I'll tell you, I have a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old, and I talk about cable. If they see a commercial, they're like, "What is this? An ad?" I'm like, "Oh my god, it's a
Where's the skip button?"
They only watch YouTube videos. They don't need anything but Wi-Fi. I'm like, this is so I believe it. YouTube is the truth. Any how-to, how do you do YouTube?
Oh man.
All right, good. That was awesome. That's really great information. That was really great. I enjoyed that, Fitzroy. It really gives us perspective on any of those platforms and then what they're doing. TikTok wasn't even on there.
I know.
No.
TikTok for 2022, TikTok wasn't on there, but they're still doing. Couldn't find the numbers for 2023 yet.
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg is the largest shareholder of YouTube.
He's a smart man.
Wow. There he is. There he
Very
goes.
interesting.
Wow. And okay. So I know this has nothing to do with Mark Zuckerberg, but it does have to do with Google via YouTube. YouTube via Google. Google is what I want to talk about. Did you see that segue? Smooth. Next week, we've got Sharon Miller. She's the Google gal. She's coming in. I was in a networking session, the Business Growth Blueprint session yesterday, and I actually sat into her room because no one wanted to hear about taxes. But she was go figure. So I went into her room because I couldn't get anyone in mind because she's talking about, hey, guess what? You're going to be impacted by this if your business is impacted by Google, which most businesses are. They've changed their algorithm. And so I'm not going to I'm going to say, come back next week so you can hear it from her, because we want to talk about how do you get found on Google, some of the tips and tricks, the algorithm changes that are coming up, because you want to be, most people are still Googling things, even if they land on YouTube, which Google has done a really good job of making sure that they do. But yeah, even if you land there, if you want your business to be found, you really need to tune in next week, because she's got all of the tips and tricks. And I think for the past 4 years, she's been one of the, Google has recognized her as a like a non-employee, but major contributor and educator. So she's got the credentials, and we definitely want to promote that. So come back next week.
Yes, definitely. All right. And that's a wrap, you guys. We have so many awesome things going on. I want to encourage you, if you're not following us on Instagram, to do so. You can find Business Empire Financial on there under Business Empire Financial 1. Follow them. When you subscribe to Better Your Business Show, make sure you join our broadcast channel. We're going to be having stuff that's going to go out to you guys for grant information. Shanna's not going to be going over tons of grants for you every week. We're going to let you know of some, but we'll give you more opportunities to fund money for your business, get grants. We have the relationships with BEF, ID Systems. So we're going to be giving away more free stuff. We want to give you guys free stuff to help you better your business, and transactional stuff too, right, Joe? So we're excited about that. Thank you to our executive producers and our sponsors. Carlton, you have a video on there for that. I don't know if you see it in there. And then I did also send you a link, Carlton. I don't know if you saw that on the Better Your Business Show Insta, so people can subscribe to our broadcast channel. But we appreciate you being here for episode 1 of season 6. We will see you next week. The best is yet to come. And remember to do something today that will help you better your business. We'll see you guys soon.
Our goal is simple: to help you achieve the dream and vision you first had when you thought about starting a business. We're here to make growing your business less complicated. There are building blocks to build a sustainable business. We promise to seek them out and address them all. The Better Your Business Show starts now.